Building AI chatbots and selling them to clients is becoming easier and easier by the day. The gold rush for AI is in full swing, but I still see a lot of people struggling with this process. And the one common recurring theme that most of these people have is they simply don't have a funnel or a pipeline set up in order to actually convert these customers. So I went ahead and created a funnel and pipeline based off of what we are using at Stammer.ai. And I made this into an interactive mind map inside Miro, and there's a link down below to download this. But this is going to show you the 3 different steps on how to attract new leads, how to convert those leads into people that are interested, and then get them to be a paying customer, which is all nicely and neatly wrapped within this single pipeline. There's a couple important differences of what you might be doing with your traditional agency or what you might be doing as a traditional sales funnel. And typically the way that would be run is you create new leads, you get them to schedule a meeting, make them an offer, follow up with those leads, hopefully to then collect a payment, at which point you can onboard them, you manage their account or provide the service that your agency is providing, and hopefully they stay around, but sometimes they will cancel, which leads to a very time-consuming funnel because you're really only focused about converting these types of clients and not really focused on additional growth. It makes it very difficult to close these new clients at scale because you're having to focus and deal with customer support issues. Now, one of the alternative and better methods, in my opinion, is setting up a SaaS, software as a service, for your agency. And in this funnel, you're generating new leads and you're pushing them to start a free trial, at which point there's an optional onboarding step because sometimes people will just sign up and figure it all out themselves. And that's definitely what I like to do. But onboarding is a really good way to prevent churn with customers because then they know that you're real, you have a real platform, and you're actually somebody that will respond to them. And I always tell this to people, like the barrier to being a good agency, or in this case, a good agency SaaS, is so low. All you have to do is be there for your clients and respond when they reach out to you and vice versa. So onboarding is a really good way to also upsell customers to a higher tier package or for a more custom done for you offer, at which point the trial converts and you can reinvest that money into growth. Now, of course, there will be some people that cancel, just like over here. But the cool part about this is you can scale past that churn very easily because every time you get a new lead, you're pushing them to start a free trial and the whole process begins again. And you might be thinking that this might be a lower tier offer, but it's actually the exact opposite because as an agency, there's still going to be some level of service involved. And that's where the real money comes into play with these done for you offers that are on top of the monthly recurring revenue that you're getting from them using the software in the first place. To take it a little bit out of context, this is how very large companies like Salesforce make billions and billions of dollars every year. And the benefit of this method using the agency SaaS is that instead of focusing on building and doing account management, you're only really focused on selling more and generating more revenue. Now, Go High Level, GHL, is the one that very much popularized this funnel and this method. And there's tons and tons of videos and information online on YouTube on how to do that. But when we're talking the AI gold rush, how are we selling and doing this with AI agents specifically? And I'm not just talking about the typical AI chatbots that just respond to customer questions. I'm talking ones that can do functions like generating leads or scheduling appointments, updating order statuses on a Shopify store, getting live stock data, things like that. More dynamic information that you might be able only to find on custom GPTs up until now. And that's really one of the advantages of working with Stammer.ai. Instead of trying to hack together several different platforms in order to create an AI offer for your clients, you can sign up for a free trial with Stammer.ai. Simply add your logo and your custom domain, and in a few seconds, you'll have your own white label AI SaaS that you can offer directly to your clients and start making money today. There'll be a link down below where you can download this mind map and get an exclusive free trial with a bunch of bonus materials, which will help you get started making money with AI right away. Check it out down in the link below. Now, to review this AI agency SaaS pipeline, I'm going to go through it step by step, but I would highly encourage you to go through it yourself at your own pace and figure out which pieces are going to be applicable for you today and which ones might be applicable for you in the next 30 days. Because yeah, it would be great to be able to start posting organic content on all of these platforms all at once, and you can, and I'll show you how to do that in a second very easily, but that can be very overwhelming when you're first getting started. So I recommend reviewing this entire video, then going through this pipeline yourself, and then over the next week, start to implement these different steps into your own agency and your own processes. So that way you're creating a building blocks system where you're always building and improving on your own process. So to get started, we're going to be posting organic content. And to be clear, this is the exact funnel and strategy that I'm using with my own content on Instagram and TikTok to generate new leads and then push people to opt in for a free trial of our software. One of the things that I struggle with and a lot of content creators struggle with is consistency. And when we're talking consistency, we're talking about being consistent on every single platform possible, which is just a recipe for burnout and disaster. So what I like to do is I like to focus on one platform. And in this case, I'm going to stick with TikTok, and I'm going to create and post my content to TikTok directly. Now, instead of me then going to all of these different platforms and posting this stuff manually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a platform called Repurpose.io, which is automatically going to take my video from TikTok. It's going to download it without the watermark and then automatically repost it to my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube, and my LinkedIn, and my Facebook. Quick little shout out. If you go to repurpose.io/Ross, you can get 20% off for life. And even then, it's only like $20 a month, so it's not even too bad. So once the content is posted, we're going to have a free value opt-in for something that people can download or take more action upon. This is how I've generated tens of thousands of leads myself through offering these free value opt-ins, which are things that people might be interested in related to the video that I'm posting. So for example, if I post a video that's like top 5 WTF AI websites, I can put into the description section hey, DM me the keyword top 100 or DM me a keyword of some sort, and I'll send you more of what you're watching right now. And that's exactly what this version of a free value opt-in is. In this case, it was a video about the last ChatGPT prompt that you ever need. I've had quite a few people download this one. Almost 8,000 people have downloaded this one. So to quickly recap, I'm posting content on social media organically that's providing value. And there's really only two types of content that you can create for social media. It's either entertaining or educational. And if you can make a video that does both, that's when you hit virality. And there's a lot of different software that you can set up to do these DM automation sequences. Unfortunately, TikTok, it's not allowed. So that is kind of out. Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, you can do all of this within ManyChat, GHL. A lot of different platforms allow you to do it. With X or Twitter, you can do it with a platform called tweethunter.io. So all of the same content can essentially be repurposed and sent to each different platform with its own opt-in offer. And this is where the fun really begins, because we start collecting data of people that are interested in something that you have to offer. And just like a video that I recently posted, it's all about building your email newsletter. Building your email newsletter is one of the most important things that any new business can do, because it allows you to maintain a list of people that are interested in something that you have to offer, which are considered warm leads. That means these are people that are more likely to buy from you than someone who has never met you or come across your content before. One of the best parts about the email newsletter is that it's free, so you can re-engage people that are opting in on a consistent basis to help them move along the process of being familiar with your brand, and then over time be willing to make a purchase or take further action. Now, the email newsletter is quite important, but what we're going to do on a higher level, no pun intended, is update the pipeline within the CRM. We are not only setting up our email newsletter to be correctly set up, but also so it makes sense for the user in what they're getting after they opt in for these resources. And so what I mean by that is making sure that the first email in the sequence is the link to the thing that they just downloaded, and not trying to immediately sell them on something. Because in this flow, we're going to automatically redirect people from the free value opt-in to the VSL landing page. And I'll go over that more in a second. But one of the cool things that you can do here with Stammer.ai and inside your CRM, like Go High Level, is set up an AI chatbot to engage with these users who have just downloaded this free resource and help answer any questions that they might have, or how to access or get this information through a channel that's more personal, like SMS or WhatsApp. And that can all be set up within the CRM, so all the conversations are maintained in one place. And so as the user moves along through this funnel, they are eventually going to land on this landing page where at the top it says, "Congrats, your resource is on the way to your inbox." Now this sets it up so that way they know right away that, hey, this isn't actually the resource I was just trying to download. That's going to my email inbox. Here's something else that I can take a look at. And the reason we want to do this is because if people are opting in for a free resource, they're hot. They're ready to go. These are people that are interested in learning more. And if we position an offer that meets the problems that they have, there's a good chance that they're going to take further action. That could be a low ticket offer, like an ebook or maybe access to a course or something like that. Or in our case, it's going to be starting a free trial. So we're not even going to ask people to pay anything up front, because this is going to be a completely free trial. And so right here is where it starts to come together, where someone who's interested in something that's related to AI gets redirected to a landing page that has more information about how to use AI to make money, at which point a percentage of those people are going to be interested and get redirected to a Stripe free trial page where they can input their information and get immediate access to the platform, which will then allow them to start selling AI using all this information that they just downloaded and took action on. Now, it's worth mentioning that there's always going to be multiple different ways that you can get people started, but we're trying to really push the way that's working for all of the agencies that are selling AI to clients right now. And that's getting people on a credit card trial, because that shows that people are serious and not just testing things out, versus someone that might come from the website who then create a free trial account without a credit card to be able to play around with the platform and see if it might be a good fit for them before doing the credit card free trial. And so the idea is we're trying to use this landing page right here with the VSL to really hammer home the benefits of what the platform can offer to these businesses and these people that are interested in selling AI. After these 3 steps are taken, we can update the pipeline again and send people down a nurture sequence to give them more information about the features and what they can do within the platform. So that way it increases the usage of their account without making it super overwhelming. And this is where we can set up another automated sequence by having an AI agent trained inside the dashboard to be able to talk with users right when they get started. We can set up an automation to set up a phone call, as well as another SMS bot that is trained on all of the same documentation, so that way it can help users with any questions that they might have. And a lot of those answers will include links to scheduling an onboarding meeting. Now, onboarding calls aren't required, but they are a really good way to reduce your customer churn. Because like I mentioned earlier, they'll be able to see that you're a real person and a real brand and a real company and a real platform that is actually responding to their queries, which will make them more comfortable and not cancel and continue with their trial. And so yeah, on this onboarding meeting, we're going to help people become familiar with their account. We're going to give them as much value as possible and just continue to provide value, so that way when their free trial ends, they become a paid subscriber. Now, of course, a percentage of people are going to cancel during the trial. That's going to be natural because a lot of people like to try things out. There's also going to be a percentage of people that put in a credit card that might not have an available balance, or it might be like some privacy card where it's just like a number. Both of these have opportunities to get them back or have a recovery. So it's always worth following up in all methods possible in order to see, hey, like your credit card payment failed. Is this something that you're still interested in? If so, let's make sure you get your payment credentials updated, so that way your access to the platform doesn't go away. Now, once they become a new paid subscriber, the process doesn't really end there, but it becomes much more automated within the sense of reaching out through the email newsletter and continuously providing updates about new features or whatever it may be, especially when you have upsell offers for other additional services that your agency might provide. The majority of the funnel, but the part that I didn't show on purpose was the bottom section here. And this is where things can go nuclear. So as I mentioned earlier, once you have an organic funnel figured out, you can use software to start repurposing that content to all of the other different platforms. Most of that is still going to be within the video space. We still have text and SEO and articles and blog posts and all these things to look at. And so that's where we can again use AI as our friend to help turn the transcripts of our videos into blog posts. Now, I'm not saying copy and paste information from Claude directly into your blog post. You definitely don't want to do that, because as we know, AI loves to add in a bunch of extra descriptive keywords that we wouldn't normally add in our normal voice. So what I like to do is have Claude generate different sections of text, and then I'll piece together those sections inside the blog post, adding in images and videos and headers and things like that, so it reads like a human would write it or read it, but it's still grammarly correct and doesn't have any issues that an editor might find with my own writing if I was to do it myself. You could use things like Grammarly to help turn the AI content into more organic style content, but Grammarly, in my opinion, has kind of fallen off in the last little bit, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that. But one of the things that I would recommend is figuring out what keywords you want to optimize your website for. Now, to figure that out, you can use a couple different platforms like Ubersuggest, and one of my favorites is called Answer the Public. Both are owned by Neil Patel, who is a SEO guy, but you can use their free accounts to figure out what people are actively searching for in Google related to what you're selling, and then be able to write articles surrounding those specific keywords. This is the general strategy of search engine optimization, or SEO, that basically anybody can do for their business, is figure out what keywords are working, especially ones for your competitors, and then write content about those keywords or using those keywords. Oh, and I totally forgot, but one of the best tools to do this is Google Search Console. That's going to be connected directly to your website and Google Search, so that way you get that information of which keywords might people be searching for right now to organically show up on your website. And just like how I recommend that using organic content for your paid ads, we want to kind of do the same thing here with Google Ads. We want to be able to use the top keywords that we're finding that people are searching for us, and then find similar keywords that Google will think is going to be a good match for our business and to get people to our website. Because at the end of the day, Google Search's main job is just trying to connect people with what they're searching for with websites that are correctly about the information that those people are searching for. And if you have authoritative content on your website that contains keywords of what people are searching for, Google will start to increase your ranking in Google Search, and eventually you'll show up as number one for each of these keywords. But instead of spending money up front before you even know what works, try to focus on the organic piece first, so you have some sort of data to work off of to figure out this might be a good idea for some paid ads, to see, okay, now I can dump maybe a couple hundred or a couple $1,000 into some ads to see what is actually going to generate a bunch of new revenue. So this is quite a bit of information, but like I was saying earlier, I'd highly recommend to download this mind map down below, and you'll get access to this entire Miro dashboard where you can scroll around and go through this entire process to match your business and your agency. So I hope this helped. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.